Hello everyone, back to you in today's second video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's second video. Daytime will take us around the 16th of October, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles, very much around a couple of weeks. And we'll have a look at the CFSV2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. And I shall get on with that for you very shortly. Just to say that the first video released today, as was on a Tuesday, was the ECMWF 30-day look ahead for the UK and the rest of Europe as well, looking at temperature and rainfall anomalies for the next 4 weeks from the ECMWF. That takes us to the very start of November. And in tomorrow's live stream, after 6 o'clock, we will extend out to weeks 5 and also to weeks 6 with the temperature and rainfall anomalies, and see what the ECMWF is forecasting for the first half of November, basically, for much of Northern Europe. That'll be my live stream tomorrow from 6 o'clock in the evening. Right, so I've got to say a big thank you to our latest GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel member. So we have now reached 45 channel members for GavsWeatherVids. Can you believe that? 45 channel members now reached for GavsWeatherVids. It's amazing, it's incredible, and thank you so much to all of our channel members. So, latest channel member is Stephen Johnson. Big thank you to Stephen Johnson for becoming our latest GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel member. It's incredible, it's amazing, it's tremendously kind. Thank you so much for Stephen for doing that. So, if you'd like to become a channel member for GavsWeatherVids, all you need to do is come to GavsWeatherVids YouTube homepage, click the join button, takes you to another page where you can see what benefits you get for becoming a channel member, and also sign up on that page as well, and you'll become a channel member for GavsWeatherVids. You'll get a badge next to your username when you make comments in the live chat, in live streams, and you'll get other benefits and perks as well. So big thank you to all of our channel members. Big thank you to all of our patrons. Big thank you to all of our donors. We have got a PayPal donor to shout out later in the week on Thursday as well. So the support that you give to me and to GavsWeatherVids is just completely incredible. And thank you so much to all of you for doing that. You can support GavsWeatherVids in other ways. It doesn't have to be financial. You can support us by watching videos, by liking videos, by sharing the videos, by subscribing to the channel. We are up to 7,623 subscribers, I think. So we're on the grind to 8k subs. So yes, when we get to 8k subs, we're going to give away a £30 Amazon voucher. And that'll be in a live stream where we reach 8,000 subscribers. So a huge thank you to all of our subscribers for the support that you give to GavsWeatherVids. If you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe as well, and we'll get to 8k subs and give away that £30 Amazon voucher. Big thank you to all of our subscribers, channel members, patrons, donors, everybody. Just big thanks to each and every one of you, however you support GavsWeatherVids. Right, so let's begin the video then. We're going to start off in the Caribbean. So we have got Hurricane Delta. Look at this. Things have developed since we last looked at the tropical Atlantic in Sunday's live stream in Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico. Last looked at this in Sunday's live stream. Well, this has now developed into Hurricane Delta here in the Caribbean. Hurricane Delta is a Category 2 hurricane, giving maximum sustained winds of 110 miles per hour, with minimum central pressure of 962 millibars, and it's moving west-northwestwards at 15 miles per hour. Clicking on Delta and going just here shows what is being predicted to happen with this hurricane. So any time now, this is going to become a major hurricane. At the moment, it's a Category 2 hurricane, which of course is very impactful anyway. But within, I mean, any time now, it could even be when you're watching the video in around an hour's time, it will become a major hurricane. And then this major Hurricane Delta is going to move northwards, coming very close to the coast of Mexico there, but then carrying on northwards into the Gulf of Mexico, and then curving northwards to reach the Gulf Coast of the United States on Saturday, well, Friday into Saturday. Central prediction for the hit from this major hurricane looks like it's going to be anywhere from Texas right way over to Alabama, with like a central projection, I suppose, of the coast of Louisiana. So another big hit looks like it's on the way for the Gulf Coast of the United States from major Hurricane Delta. Let's see how strong this is forecast to get. We can go to discussion just here and then scroll down. So at its most powerful, this is forecast to become a Category 4 hurricane, reaching maximum sustained winds of 130 miles per hour. That gets it into Category 4 hurricane status on the Saffir-Simpson scale. Short of Category 5, but Category 4 is going to be very, very significant hurricane, of course, very devastating hurricane heading for the Gulf Coast of the United States in 2 or 3 days' time. Hitting the coast potentially somewhere around 130 to 125 mile per hour maximum sustained, and then moving inland, going down to 100 mile per hour and 30 mile per hour. Maximum sustained winds. Bear in mind, those are maximum sustained winds. So if you've got a maximum sustained wind of 125 to 130 miles per hour, you will be getting gusts probably in excess of around 160 to 170 miles per hour. Absolutely devastating hurricane heading for the Gulf Coast of the United States in 2 or 3 days' time. So all eyes everywhere in the world will be on major Hurricane Delta heading for the Gulf Coast of the United States in the next few days. And of course, this is some way off before it gets to that Gulf Coast. So again, that's the position of Delta right now, quite a long way southwards in the Caribbean. It's got to travel all that way to get to the Gulf Coast of the United States. Not forecast to make landfall until right into Saturday at the moment. So, I mean, there is time for this to power up. At the moment, the peak of Hurricane Delta is as a Category 4 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 130 miles per hour. But that has developed a lot since yesterday and developed even more since Sunday. So in the next day or so, there is a possibility that this might get even more powerful, you know, with the forecast for this thing. So there is time, yes, for this to be downgraded and not be as bad as it's being forecast to be at the moment, but there is also time for this to be upgraded as well, and maybe even make it to a Category 5 hurricane at some point in the next couple of days in the Gulf of Mexico. So it's going to need to be kept very, very close eye on. And of course, if you're watching this and you're on that Gulf Coast of the United States, then you will need to heed the warnings from National Hurricane Center and from NOAA, and you know, from your local authorities. You'll need to heed all of the warnings, and probably some sort of evacuation will be needed on the Gulf Coast in the next couple of days. So it's going to be pretty bad, I think, when Delta finally does make landfall on that Gulf Coast. We should keep a very, very close eye on that. Right, coming back closer home, means of a GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. The red line is a 30-year upper air temperature average. We're at Sheffield today in the north of England. So we're quite close to average at the moment. We're going to stay pretty close to average over the next couple of days. But by the end of the week and into the weekend and start of next week, temperatures are falling away quite a lot. It's becoming significantly cooler, or even colder actually, over the weekend and into the early part of next week, with temperatures going well below the long-term 30-year average. Into the third week of October, that's this period just here, it is extended range, but into the third week of October, we see a lot of scatter. We've got these colder ensemble members down here, one or two actually becoming really quite cold indeed, maybe wintry cold even, going down to between around -5, -10 at 850 HPA. They are outliers, but they are there. We also have all these warmer ensemble members up here. So quite a big split within the GFS ensembles for the third week of October. or week 2 within our forecast period, I suppose. I think we probably are going to see something something a little bit milder through the 3rd week of October. How long it lasts remains to be seen. But before then, it certainly looks like we're in for quite a few days of quite cold weather from the weekend and into next week. Precipitation-wise, also regularly unsettled, so we could have some heavy rain coming up later on this week, and then going into the weekend, possibly going a little bit drier over the weekend, and then more rainfall spikes coming back from the middle of October into the 3rd week of the month. Regular bouts of rain, showers or longer spells of rain, and certainly for a while over the weekend into next week, quite cold as well. Temperature anomalies from the 6th to the 14th of October going to be below average, going to be cooler than average week coming up. These may trend colder in the next few days. Precipitation anomalies from the 6th to the 14th of October. Near normal for southern and eastern parts of the country. A little bit drier than average actually out to the north and to the northwest too. This is the latest wind flow map from earthnullschool.net, showing that the westerlies have well and truly set in. So, yes, we've got low pressure in control. Oh, well, there's an area of low pressure. There's more low pressure around here, and the jet stream pretty much coming through the country, bringing in these westerly winds. Later on in the week into the weekend, we're going to find the jet stream shifting southwards of the country, going down into that sort of area, I think, and that will turn the wind into the north then, so northerly winds will start setting later on in the week. This is how the GFS, no, it's nice to have UK Met, is looking for Friday, with low pressure to our north, high pressure out in the middle of the Atlantic. We're bringing a quite an active weather front across the country on Friday with a band of rain. Then behind that, we start to introduce that cooler air from the north and the northwest, even you would say colder. By Saturday, the low pressure is moving away to the east of Scotland. Winds turn into the north. It becomes colder into the weekend. Winds turn into the north. Temperatures will drop. Still showery for north and east areas. Probably quite a lot of dry weather out in the west. What you will notice, where skies are clear and we're sheltered from that northerly wind, is that you might start getting some frost going over the weekend. That is almost as far as we go with the UK Met, but we can go a little bit further. There we go to Monday, the 12th of October. That's as far as we can go with the UK Met. So then begin to cut off that northerly by midnight on Monday, the 12th of October, but only because we've got an area of low pressure up towards Iceland. That's probably going to do something like that, bring another bout of rain down across the country. And as that low pressure clears by the middle of next week, I suspect we may well turn the wind into the north once again. And we confirm this with the GFS 6Z. So again, here we are on Friday, bringing a band of rain across more southern parts of the country anyway, and then opening the door to cool and showery northwesterly winds. That's Saturday into Sunday, winds swinging to the north. Winds are into the north. We're putting down a cold northerly wind with showers in the north and the east. They may even turn a little bit wintry over the Scottish mountains, and where skies are clear and the winds fall light, there will be the risk of overnight frost. Now, by the time you get through to Monday, we're bringing that next little trough in from the northwest. That will bring another band of rain in northwest to southeast across the country on Monday, and then as that low pressure moves away into the North Sea by Tuesday, there we go, we've got another shot of cold winds from the north, or even actually a little bit northeasterly with that one. So again, another push of cold air. As these successive northerly shots come through during this October, each one of them will probably start to get colder, because we are in a cooling time of the year, of course. So from the beginning to end of October, things will be getting colder within the northern latitudes. So as each successive northerly comes through, it probably gets a little bit more potent. So by this point, by Tuesday, we could well be setting off some wintry showers, I think, across the northern and eastern parts of Scotland. Rain showers, of course, elsewhere. Moving up towards day 10, we then start to get a ridge going over Scandinavia. So that's quite interesting, isn't it? So look what happens with this development. So here we are on Sunday. I'll go back to it. We'll spend a little bit of time on this. I'll go back to it. There's a low pressure on Sunday, in the very far north Atlantic, somewhere quite close to Iceland, very typical position for areas of low pressure. 24 hours later, look what's happening with that low. It's diving northwest to southeast into the United Kingdom. So it's coming from like Iceland and south of Greenland in towards Scotland, which is quite an unusual thing for low pressure to do. By taking it through to 24 hours further on to Tuesday, that low pressure then is off the coast of East Anglia, and we're turning wind into the north. We're getting this ridge building out in the Atlantic and starting to move in that sort of direction. And so 24 hours further on, yes, this ridge is extending through the west of the British Isles and Ireland, but it is also heading up towards a northern blocking, or setting up a northern blocking feature somewhere in the Norwegian Sea up here. All very, very interesting. And as we get through to Thursday and Friday next week, that then develops into a Scandinavian high. So you have an area of high pressure at 1040 millibars over Scandinavia. Winds are going into the east, then low pressure is plunging down in towards Italy and the Mediterranean, and that is a classic evolution of a Scandinavian high. And of course, if this was the 16th of January rather than the 16th of October, this will be very snowy. This will be very snowy right from that low pressure diving in from the northwest on Tuesday next week, right from there all the way to the Scandinavian high. We will eventually be bringing in bitter cold easterly winds. Follow the isobars back and look where the air is originating from, so you can see that easterly is pushing all the way from Russia into the west of Europe. That's a very classic example of a Scandinavian high, a cold Scandinavian high. That's not one of those situations where the ridge builds up from like Spain or somewhere and ends up over Scandinavia, so it's a warm ridge. That, if it was in winter, would be a very cold ridge indeed. So all very, very interesting. Of course, just because we're having interesting patterns and stock ticks in October does not mean we will see those in December or January or February. You know, by the time we get through to there, we might be well and truly under the cosh of a zonal flow. But at the moment, these synoptics are very, very interesting. And is it one of those cases where we are seeing teases for the winter? We won't know until we get to winter itself. Beyond that, beyond day 10, the GFS then starts to move low pressure back in off the Atlantic. So that's bringing outbreaks of rain. And we turn wind into the south, so it begins to get milder as well as we move through the third week of October. Temperatures are lifting up a little bit. Although, as we get to the very end of this GFS run, which is the Thursday, the 22nd of October, you're possibly just hinting up bridging this high pressure back northwards again. If we could go on any further, which we can't, but if we could, we might start to see the wind going back into the north again for the last week of September, if we could go on any further. Let's have a look at, but for the third week of October, I should say, third week of October, actually, the GFS 6Z is looking quite a bit milder, I think. The GM looks like that. So again, we've got a situation on Friday. We've got this band of rain clearing away from the south and then over the door to these colder northwesterly to northerly winds over the weekend, becoming quite cold. Then a trough diving in from the Atlantic as we go through the early part of next week, brings some outbreaks of rain and then returning wind back into the north and west. Look at the northern blocking that's setting up as well within the northern latitudes. So once again, that is quite an interesting evolution. However, that doesn't really bring us anything particularly easterly, and the GM finishes up with winds from a southwesterly direction, quite mild, but also with deep low pressure out to our west with outbreaks of rain. Notice again with the GM have quite a bit of high pressure over Greenland. That is a proper Greenland high at around 1050 millibars. That's one of those situations where we have got northern blocking, but it all still lines up to bring us quite mild southwesterly winds, at least for a while. And then the ECM looks like that. So again, we've got this band of rain in the south on Friday. That will clear away and open door to those northwesterly to northerly winds over the weekend, so becoming quite cold over the weekend. Into the early part of next week, then the ridge builds in off the Atlantic, turns us drier, and we start to set up this Scandinavian high type pattern as we get through to the second half next week. The ECM is also going for a Scandinavian high to be over Scandinavia. Follow the isobars back and you see that we are bringing in proper easterly winds here around the Scandinavian high. The air itself is not particularly cold, I have to say, because it's the middle of October. But of course, it will bring in, that easy will probably bring in a lot of low cloud. The wind off North Sea is going to feel fairly chilly, I would have thought. But there's no particularly cold sort of air mass to tap into at this point because it is just too early. You can see, but around the back of the high, we have got some proper cold air pooling there around the back of the Scandinavian high, well into northern parts of Russia. But that's going to plunge southwards and then go in that direction. So it will take a very long time to reach us. At the moment, these are not particularly cold east winds, but they will probably be chilly, they'll probably be cloudy and quite dank, I would have thought. The rainfall forecast based on that ECM run from Meteo.com looks like this. Lots of showery rain coming and going, and then it turns really quite wet as we go through in towards Thursday across many parts of England and Wales, and rain finally then clears away as we get through into the weekend. We turn wind into the north. We'll also be showers with these northerly winds and quite heavy rain actually for more eastern parts of the country over the weekend for a while on those north to northeasterly winds. Next week goes a little bit quieter for a time. Then we start to bring in more showers from the east as we go through towards day 10 on those easterly winds. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today. For day 10. Day 10 is the 16th of October. We have 17 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure to our north, low pressure is to our south. Winds are going to be coming in from the east then. That does include the control and the operational run as well. 16 members of the ECM ensembles have high pressure to our northeast and to our northwest with low pressure to our west. Quite blocked, but all lining up to bring us perhaps a milder southwesterly wind with rain mostly in the west. 11 with extensive northern blocking, high pressure within the northern latitudes and into North Atlantic as well. Low pressure in the middle of the Atlantic. There is some sort of ridge through here, but generally this is going to be bringing in the winds from the east. Will be quite cold as well, quite cool I suppose, with those east winds. And then 7 with high pressure just out to our west, heading up towards Greenland. That's going to be bringing in winds from a north to northwesterly direction, mainly dry but quite chilly with that one too. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This gets us to the 21st of October. We have 20 members of the ECM ensembles with high pressure to our east, low pressure to the west. Winds are coming in from like a southeasterly type direction, mainly dry and probably a little bit milder with that one. 16 with high pressure in the middle of the North Atlantic, low pressure is to our east. That's going to be cold, northerly winds with that and unsettled. And then 15 with high pressure away to the northwest, mainly dry and settled, but again coming around the ridge, probably quite chilly air coming around the ridge from a northerly direction. And CFSV2, these are 500 millibar heights broken down into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 6th to 12th of October. Coming week with low pressure over and to the east of the country. A ridge in the North Atlantic extending back to northern blocking. Looks cool, maybe very cool, and unsettled in the week ahead. Week 2 I should say, is going to be the 13th to the 19th of October with high pressure just out to our west and northwest. Again, the wind coming around that area of high pressure is going to be quite chilly from the north to northeast, probably quite settled, but temperatures will be struggling. Week 3 might be a bit milder. This is the 20th to 26th of October, and we have a ridge chain centred over the country. That could produce like frost and fog, but we may start to import some slightly milder air from the south with that. A lot of dry and settled weather. Watch out for some fog patches. And then week 4 is the 27th of October to 7th of November, possibly taking the high pressure back up towards Iceland and Greenland, and maybe starting to pull in some colder air from the east and from the northeast again as we come to the end of October and into the start of November. All looking very, very, very interesting. I'm sure you will agree. Right, just to say, if you enjoyed this video, you're enjoying the content, we're into the winter update season, of course. If you're enjoying all of our videos and content, live streams and so on at the moment, please can you click like on the videos, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. If everybody who subscribes means a friend, we will get to 8,000 subscribers that much quicker. As I say, we are on the grind to 8k subs. Let us know in the comments what you think as well. It's absolutely great if everybody can do that for us. Right, that's it for your videos for today then. So tomorrow we are going to have the USA forecast. For the the next 10 to 14 days. That'll be coming up tomorrow, and there'll be live stream from 6 o'clock. The live stream is going to be a live stream, live stream the 10 to 14 day video update. So that's going to be absolutely great. Live stream from 6 o'clock tomorrow. We'll check in, see how we're all doing, and I'll be taking some questions, and we will live stream the 10 to 14 day video update in that live stream as well. For today's video, though, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.